Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Kid Urban. First of all, Happy New Year's. Finally managed to get my new driver to let me record my screen again. That's why you haven't seen any beat breakdowns or anything like me talking over a beat, because I got a new sound driver, didn't let me record like it used to. Finally figured it out, so I thought first thing I'd do is a beat breakdown, and we'll go through this one. A lot of requests recently, a lot of people wanted to see a lot of different beat breakdowns. Going back to the one I uploaded just before New Year, the club one, that's probably the one I'll do next. One I want to go through, because this has probably the highest amount of requests, would be my tribal club trap one. Just so you know which one I'm talking about, I'll just show you this really quick sample. So we'll have a bit of fun, we'll break this one down, go through sort of all the techniques, all the sounds, different ways you can do certain things in this. So what we will do is start with that melody. I'll tell you what, I'll start with where I started on this track. So you see this sample right here. I'll just play it for you very quick. It's very Tarzan-esque. This is a sample I found quite a while back. Basically, the way I found out, I whacked into it like a dubstep track. I had one of my my artists, Ripsaw, who came down, tried to work on a beat. I showed him my dubstep track. He liked the sample, so we thought it'd be interesting to try it in a trap beat. It's got a bit of swing on it, so it took a while to work around the actual getting the beat sounding right with the swing on the sample. I'll just play it one more time while I'm looking at this. Trying to find where I found it so I can tell you guys the sample pack. I can't remember. It's something like Indian sounds in it quite a lot, and dubstep sounds and stuff like that. It is really good. I do want to find it actually just so you guys can see it. Yeah, here we go. Might have been in this one. No. Something PC. I just want to show you some of the other stuff you've got in there. Right, so that's the original one there. You got other things like this. Basically, yeah, that's where we started. We put that in and we thought it'd be pretty good. So that's where the beat started. So the beat then went from there to adding the bass first. We didn't know what the melody was going to sound like to start with, so we just whacked on the bass. So I'll just mute everything but that and the bass. Right, so together, first of all, it sounds like this. So we'll look at the bass first. I'm not sure why I've got two different basses here. I kind of know actually. Alright, we'll start with the actual bass by itself. So the root note of the melody, this changed once I came up with the melody, but it probably started on C or something. But with my 808, it hits on just the one note. It doesn't get too complicated, it's just the one note. Main bit I want to focus on is here. You can see it's not in line. So you got 1, 2, 3. It's not in line with that third where it usually should be on the trap beat. Like I mentioned, it's the part of the swing. So you can, if I play it for you, can hear it, it's kind of offbeat. It's not where it should be. That is down to the sample. If you zoom into the sample, you can probably see very carefully. Yeah, and this is where the 808 hits there. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and it's a little bit offbeat. And in FL Studio, it's quite easy to use the swing. So you've got this thing up here. I was about to point to it, but you can't see my finger. Yeah, at the top of the whatever this is called, the step sequencer, you can play with the swing. So see, the higher up, the more of the swing. If you want a very little bit of swing, let's bring it down a little bit. Mix the bass with the kick. And and this is here, I think it was just, I kind of duplicated the 808 to give it a bit of a higher layer. So see here, no bass on it whatsoever. It's just to sort of emphasize that grittiness of that 808 that I've used here. So if I put them together, you can hear them together. Doesn't make a huge difference, but now you notice there you can probably have to hear it a bit more. And it is interesting technique. It just fattens it up a little bit without using some of these stupid VSTs. Now I think from here I went on to just the snare, which is just a normal snare. I've got mine from my kit. This is the Kid Urban snare from, I'll just find it for you, my End of the World Beat kit. You go on to the snares. Sorry to everyone wearing headphones, that was loud. So yeah, this one, I did a bit of EQing on it, which I'll show you now. Together it's a clap and a snare. No, it's not. Now it is. So fixing the snare quick. Just find it. On the snare, what I've done is a bit of boosting. All I've done is a bit of boosting. I probably should have actually taken a bit low ends. Not the end of the world. But I focus on this area, because when I play the snare, you'll see where it spikes here, it gets quite red, because that's where sort of the popping part of the snare is, so it just emphasizes it ever so slightly. You can see. So I thought I'd boost it a little bit, just to make it sort of push through the mix a little bit more and make it sound like I actually put a bit of effort into my beat, as opposed to most track producers. I did compress it ever so slightly. This is just a standard compressor for Fruity Loops, so don't ask me a lot about compressors. I just sort of fiddle with it until I can sort of hear it making a difference. I do use on here to start with the preset Opto Master. See, when you load it up, it won't look like this now, because I did play with it a little bit. But I start with the Opto Master preset on that one, and I put a clap on there. Where's my clap? Just a small bit of reverb, Karma Effects reverb on that. Yeah, the decay is very, very low. And then a stereo shaper. This comes with Fruity Loops. Usually I put a preset on it, which is Stereoize 2. And then I turn this, which is the stereo separation knob right here, where my mouse is, turn that way. I know it does separate it if you go it the other way, but I like the way it sounds if I turn it that way. It's just a matter of opinion for me. And from there, it was you got the tribal drums, the drums, and now the clap and the snare. Next on the list was the percussion, so I'll just find my percussion for you. It's very simple percussion, it's just focused on the swing a lot. So yeah, the swing was a main focus. Just trying to think. It should have probably done that, but we'll forget about that for now. So the main bit that focuses on the swing, if I look at this section here, you can see these notes, they're too long, but they're still not sort of touching. To keep it simple, basically that's the swing element coming back into it again, which you could do if, let me just try and replicate it now. If I do that. No, I don't have to replicate it on there, but you can hear the difference. If I play it like this, actually, this is easier to do like this. Or like this one. No, maybe not. You can hear it changes, but that was the worst example I could have thought of. Because it's so fast, it doesn't really want to work. But yep, and then I also had a shaker in there as well. It's from that same kit I got the Indian sample from, so sounds very sort of Indian music. I don't know if that's racist, but then I mix them two together. And that's where I went from there. So if I play that all together now, just so you can hear that bit there. Let me get rid of the synth. So that section there. So basically the next bit that's missing was the melody. Thinking of a few ways we could have taken it. We could have gone for like brasses, we could have gone for strings, pianos. I was going through what I downloaded at the time was the Superstar O sound bank on Synth. This one's called the Hybrid Synth. That sounds quite watery, I think is the word, like. Got a lot of delay on it as well, but I left it. It came with delay on the preset. I left it on there because the way I made the melody didn't really make much of a difference. So with the melody, first I'll just show you. It was just a bit of EQing off the low end. Cut all the low end out. Yeah, I'll just play it actually for you. So very briefly, just explain the basically follows the A4 note, A sharp on the 4th octave. You see it most of the time. Trying to think. I think it follows a chord. I can't remember what chord. I think it must just be. Trying to think how. I can't remember how I came up with the melody. But basically, it keeps it simple. It doesn't go with loads and loads of different notes. It basically just goes between octaves, and there is this F sharp and F note every now and again. But most of the time, it's just A sharp on different octaves, then F sharp and F on different octaves as well. Apart from this last section, which changes ever so slightly, it just brings it down a little bit. Instead of being F sharp to F, just F, it goes to F to D sharp. And instead of being A sharp, F sharp, F, it's G sharp, F, D sharp. Just saying that doesn't really make much of a difference. You can just see the change in the notes from this section to this section. It just brings it down a little bit. It just change that. It's always about changing that last little bit of a melody, just to keep a bit of sort of change. Keeps it a bit more interesting. I've said that in a few videos before. Changing the last section is always sort of the key to making it sound a bit more interesting. A lot of people will notice it and find your beat to be, I guess, more listenable. I'll play it one more time and then we'll move on to the next bit. Other thing I did forget to mention, actually, like I said earlier, it follows that swing as well. You can see these beats, if I zoom out a little bit, it might put in a bit more perspective. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, it's not on the third, it's like halfway in between. Same with all of these higher notes up here. They follow the swing pattern, which is what gives it that like head bobbing kind of funky vibe to it, as opposed to if they were all. I could probably show you what it should have sounded like. So if it didn't sort of take in the swing element of it, it would sound like. It's still listenable, but when you play it with a beat, because everything else, kicks, drums, hi-hats, they're all on the swing. So, and I can't remember why I went from here. I think once we decided that was what it's going to sound like. I think from there it was a matter of then trying to actually build intro, trying to come up with a chorus and stuff like that. So once we got that, was the main beat down. We don't want to add any more to it. It sounded pretty badass as it was, so we left it as that. So we wanted to come up with an intro, maybe something that will go with the chorus. So we came up with some chords here. Is it a piano? It must be. No, this isn't a piano. This is just the intro, though, I think. So this is the intro chords. And all these little melody notes, they all still follow that swing. See closely, they're all still following it. Keep the whole beat in swing. That bit was, I think, only used. No, I did use it on the chorus. It was very quiet because I think I layered it with a piano, which we'll look at in a bit more detail in a sec. This preset is from Nexus Dance Orchestra Expansion Pack. It's called the String Slapback. So move some stuff out of the way. So it's like kind of like an arpeggiator, but it's more of like a gated string by the sounds of it. But it works. I like the way it sounds, and all I did was cut out the low end on that one. I could do on most of my sounds. I did use a piano here. This is more just like a bit of a random melody. I think I went with here. So nothing really too interesting. It all fits in with the intro at the beginning. Just play the intro. You can kind of hear it because the filter is coming up. It does filter out some of the frequencies on the piano, but you can still hear it's there. Let's try to find, I can't remember what I did next on this bit. I think I did something to do with the piano. I can't remember. Oh, if we were going to talk about the chorus in a bit more detail, I'll do that in a sec. I'll just go back to these then. These marching drums, part of the intro. You've heard it in a beat. If you've heard my beats before, especially like dating back like a year ago, I use these a lot. Sorry, the filter. And these are again from Nexus Dance Orchestra. They're the Imperial March drums. So I thought I'd throw them in there just to build up the second sort of half of the intro. Like I said, they all follow the swing. You can see some of the notes here. They're all on the swing sort of section on there. I think all I did was, again, low end cut, bit of high frequency boost, nothing too complicated. And then we did go on to the chorus next. So what we did with the chorus, tried to try and make it sound a bit epic, just try and make it sound, I guess, memorable, and it follows a bit of a melody on it, which would be not this one, but this one was a cool melody when I came up with it. No, this one. But we said no to that one, so we left that one. So there's two parts of the chorus. If I show you down here, you got chorus synth and then chorus synth 2. They don't change much. It's just such a very slightly, both the same sounds, or same sounds. So I'll show you them both and you can just hear them. And the only thing that would be different, showing you in the pattern instead of actually playing it on the playlist, is you've got this bit here. This is the mod wheel. Because on the sound here, I'll show you. I will show you. I'll mute everything else in a minute, but while I'm showing you in the pattern part, bear in mind that's the modulation wheel. So I automated that just so it would make a sound that goes like, for example. Again, this is in Synth. I'll show you. There's two different layers on this one, so I'll show you the first one. They don't change. It's just two different sounds that kind of work well together. So this is the first one. And like I'm saying, in every single pattern, still follows the swing on the melody, so that everything fits together perfectly. Instead of having things that are swing, some that aren't swing. And then the other sound, this is a standard preset from Synth. So I'll play this one. So you can hear it sounds kind of the same, but that second synth kind of lacks that sort of medium range, lacks a bit of body on the sound. So mix them two together, you've got, it's a very high sounding synth, and it sounds very thick as well. And what I've done is, because they both have to modulate together, otherwise it will sound weird if you've got two different sounds modulating at two different times, because the pitch is going to be all over the place. I basically connected both the mod wheels together in an automation clip, so that when one modulates here, so this modulation envelope is for both of them. They're both connected at the moment. So yeah, as soon as this one starts, they both do exactly the same thing to avoid sounding even remotely weird. I'll just show you the second part as well. It doesn't change much. And that's that. I don't think we're really missing much. There's this this breakdown on the piano here. These notes up here are the chorus that was written. Actually, what I might do is find the track. We have made the track. It's not finished, but I'll show you guys the track. So this is the where would I find it? It's probably in my iTunes. Let me just get my iTunes up. Yeah, I found the track on my iTunes, so I'll just pop this one quickly. You can give this one a listen. So, sorry. So you know what these notes are for.
Hippie grind mode, leaving you rappers behind. I feel it and know it's my time. Chose the path for ride because it's grind mode. Seeking a better life, all we can do is try. So I'm riding through the night cause hippie grind mode.
So these notes, that follows his chorus, says. I probably should have used those actual chords on the chorus, but I think having a piano in there would just oversaturate it, make it sound a bit too silly. So it's just those chords I spoke about before, this string, sort of the gated chords. So that's pretty much all we're looking at right now. There's a few other things I've got in here, little bits like this. That sound there is just the actual synth of the beat. I put it into Edison, if I've still got it open. Yeah, I've got that one. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Yeah, so what I've done is basically on Edison, I've put quite a bit of reverb on it and recorded it into this plugin called Edison with the reverb on it, and then I've basically gone into reverse it. So this is what it was before. It's got a bit of reverb on it, so I sort of isolated this red section here, just reversed it, and dragged and dropped it in. Put a bit of volume automation on it because it is quite loud, and that looks like pretty much everything I need to go through. I've got my tag on there. I've got a bit of automation for gross beat, but I think I took it off and in, so I can probably get rid of that. There's a few sort of little things in there, but these are all sort of standard filtering and stuff like that. Just trying to make sure I haven't missed anything, so I don't want to miss anything for you guys. Now, I think that is everything gone through. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this part here with the modulation on it, just so you can hear the difference. So let me just find where I would have put which channel they're on. 23. Right, so I'll mute 23. No, sorry, solo 23 so you can hear it. that is pretty much all we need to go through. Nothing I'm missing. I mean, if there's stuff I've said people aren't too sure about what I've meant, obviously I'll just answer it in the comments. You can send me messages, tweet me. I put all of that in the description. Obviously I make these to help other people, so yeah, if there's anything you are unsure of or you still don't really understand what I'm saying, then just let me know. I'll sort you out. Otherwise, that's pretty much everything done. What I'll do is I'll just play this as the video sort of fades out. I'm going to do another one now anyway. I'm going to record, I don't know, might have to tweet, do a head to tails about it. I'm going to do another one regardless, so that will be up tomorrow. This one will come up this evening. What's it, the 4th? So yeah, this one will come out tonight, another one tomorrow. So I'll see you again tomorrow, alright? Cheers guys, thank you, bye.
Yo man, listen up. It's Kid Urban. Listen up, it's Kid Urban.